Hi, I'm Brett Turner, and welcome to the Made Smarter webinar series. Today's topic is on data management and cybersecurity. So, a little background about myself. I'm a business advisor here at Made Smarter. I previously gained my master's degree in industrial digital technologies, and it's my role to work closely with my colleagues in the Northwest to help drive productivity and innovation through the integration of Industry 4 tech. So, Made Smarter are a government-funded initiative with the aim to help manufacturers keep their competitive edge through the adoption of digital tools, overall creating an effective ecosystem that will help accelerate the UK's manufacturing landscape. So, when we ask manufacturers what is the most valuable thing for their company, they naturally focus on their products, innovation, and USPs. Many will actually forget that all of this is represented by the data their company produces, owns, and collects, and is actually their biggest asset that needs to be maintained and protected. So we're here today with Iwona Kandpal, the IDT advisor at Made Smarter, and together we'll talk about those aspects of data management and cybersecurity that matter the most for small and medium manufacturers.
Hi, Brett. You're right. The most valuable assets are represented by the data companies own, and this requires safeguarding and maintaining. So how do we do this? First, let's take a look into the subject of data management. Your company's data consists of many things, such as manufacturing process details, product specification and its unique characteristics, your customers, your suppliers' contact details along with the product specification and pricing, sensitive business information such as accounts, HR data regarding your employees, and much more. So why is this important to manage the data correctly? Well, a poorly managed data can lead to a loss in revenue, time, and resources. A leaked data can result in a loss of reputation, a loss of USP, or even a hefty fine from the regulator under the GDPR law. So a bad data management practice could hold a company vulnerable to cyber criminals. So it is important that businesses of all sizes start to consider data as their most valuable business asset.
Okay, so what is the goal of data management, Iwona?
The goal of data management is to provide a process framework for people, organizations, and systems that allows for a lawful and efficient use of data and enables people to take informed decisions and benefit their business. As organizations increasingly rely on intangible assets to create value, a data management strategy is becoming more important than ever. A consortium of data management professionals, DAMA International, breaks data management into 11 knowledge areas, and today we'll focus on 3 of them: data architecture, data integration, and data security. The first step to understand and document the IT infrastructure the company owns, then to map the data flow to, from, and between all the devices, people, and machines. We need to understand what assets and what parts of our company processes require data gathering, collection, or analysis. And this is important when we consider the availability of systems that we use, the integrity of the data, and cybersecurity. And it also becomes key in planning the integration between machines and systems. So, and that is our next knowledge area, data integration and interoperability. It's the process of turning vast amounts of data into readable, meaningful, and insightful information. So this is where the company's processes become smart as they benefit from converged systems. And finally, data security should shroud all the business operations, allowing only authorized parties to use the company's data in the right way and for the right purpose. These are the 3 pillars that are a good starting point for a small business to establish their data management strategy. Data management makes compliance and regulatory requirements much easier. Key data governance issues like establishing data quality, privacy, and security are often a necessary disruption to daily business activities. data governance becomes much easier when there's a standard process in place. It is also easier to change the way data is managed in the future as the business grows, and so does the data. The standard approach to data works best if it is applied to all departments within the business. And that includes the admin processes, sales, marketing, HR, payroll, as well as production and stores. And the ability to access meaningful data on demand makes all parts of business more productive and prevents the waste of time and resource. In turn, this also helps to reduce overheads and increase margins for the business.
Okay, so it's very clear that a data management strategy lies at the foundations of effective data analysis, such as operations reporting, where the integrity and quality of data is key to generating high quality reports based on real data as well, not just estimations.
That's correct. With the right processes in place, all the teams within the business will work in tandem and contribute to smart operations. Now more than ever, when there's a pressing need for manufacturers to deliver high quantity of products in a shorter amount of time, and many are diversifying their production capabilities to satisfy the demand and maintain profitability. None of the business goals is achievable without a smart, connected infrastructure that allows people to share information in real time and in the right format. And to achieve this, businesses need to implement highly available, scalable, and flexible information and operational technology platforms that are capable of being managed remotely and give their staff the required level of access to their systems and data.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like something that a lot of manufacturers will be struggling with. So what support is actually out there and available for them?
So through the Made Smarter program, the Northwest-based manufacturers can access a specialist business and technical advisors' help in defining the data management strategy. Now, our help is impartial and our organization is not profit. And our team consists of specialist advisors, each of them experts in their own technology field. This includes data, IT and OT infrastructure, operations and business analysis, and many others. We use our collective knowledge and experience to define a customized solution for our clients and their specific requirements. And on top of this, SMEs can also apply for funding support to help their plans come into fruition much faster. The advice from a specialist is reducing the project risks, helps with controlled implementation, ensuring that the business expectations are met.
Yeah, definitely. That is very important. For example, Made Smart have worked with a company called Abbey Group that are based in Liverpool. Now, the company was very forward thinking, and as part of their vision for growth was actually investing in state-of-the-art machines for production. However, all the systems and processes were completely disconnected, and they had no oversight and could only capture data once the job had finished. Now, this is affecting programming, scheduling, cost control, just to name a few. They did actually find a solution, though, in a digital material resource planning system, or MRP system for short. Now, this system integrated all machines on the shop floor and allowed for live data capture and feedback to provide transparency throughout the whole workplace. The data visualization provided oversight on sales, planning, scheduling, etc., removed bottlenecks from production, created a 41% increase in profit, and a predicted GVA increase of £500,000. So
that's a great example. At this point, let's explore cybersecurity as it is currently being a hot topic. Since the beginning of COVID-19 crisis, there's been a reported rise of 400% in cybersecurity attacks.
Wow, that is alarming. So are small manufacturers taking any resilience measures to keep safe in these sort of times?
Well, as reported by the manufacturer, last year, the IDC had surveyed hundreds of manufacturers and asked them whether they had a cybersecurity policy in place. Now, the answers on the graph show that more than half of businesses have a more or less defined policy already in place. Now, this is a proof that most of businesses agree that the threat from cybercrime is serious. Now, an interesting fact is 60% of survey respondents have also admitted that at some point in the past, they have been subjected to a cybersecurity attack. Now, it could be that a company who had been victim of a cyber crime makes their decision in investing in cybersecurity rather fast, and that's not surprising. The average cost of cybersecurity breach and attack is priced at about £200,000. So the cost of an attack such as this by far outweighs the cost of prevention. Now, cybersecurity breach can damage the capacity to operate your business, and it can also severely damage your reputation. There are legal drivers, such as GDPR, to ensure that you protect your data, as we have discussed earlier. And this needs to be taken very seriously. Both the suppliers and the customers are increasingly interested in seeing the cybersecurity credentials before they sign those purchase orders for you.
Yeah, definitely. So, in other words, to realize the opportunities that the fourth industrial revolution offers, companies must ensure the appropriate level of cybersecurity policy is applied to all aspects of their business. The research suggests that cybersecurity is understood as a critical pillar of Industry 4, with 85% of respondents identifying it as a key part of their digital transformation, though perhaps only at a very basic level. Is there any best practice document that manufacturers could learn from and perhaps identify a good place to start in their cybersecurity journey?
Yes, businesses can turn to places such as National Cybersecurity Centre for relevant guidance and documents and updates on the recent identified cybersecurity threats. And we're going to share a link to NSCC in a bit. On our slide, though, I have provided a visual representation of the advice given to businesses. Now, cybersecurity is a continuous process framework. Once applied, it is up to the business leaders to ensure a cybersecurity culture is present throughout their organization. Now, this best practice consists of 5 pillars. First is to identify. Assume that every organization is a potential victim. Now, if you openly demonstrate the weakness in your approach to cybersecurity by failing to do the basics, you will experience some form of cyber attack. The second is protect. Protecting your OT network and critical assets requires a multi-stage approach. There is no silver bullet. Security must be considered at every stage to build layers of defense, which combined make any compromise difficult. And this can include centralized protected data management, passive or active monitoring, endpoint protection. The third is to detect. So conduct your regular network audits, share your experience, and benefit from best practice approach of others. You can install malware and threat detection software and firewalls. 4 is to respond. So approach a professional consultancy service and take part in their workshops and benefit from continuous improvement culture within your business. 5 is recover. Implement a disaster resilience plan, introduce resilient networking, and use the knowledge from forums such as National Cybersecurity Centre or UK CERT.
Right, okay. I mean, that is a lot to think about, but it is good to know that we have a reference document out there that can support businesses in their efforts to get resilient. I mean, the advice from a technical consultant will definitely make it easier.
Absolutely. To make things easy, here's a list of cybersecurity alarm bells, so everyone can see. Are you guilty of any of these? If so, you are vulnerable to a whole range of threats.
Let's have a look what some of these are then. So open ports, open services, default settings, vulnerable applications and legacy operating systems, and the makes and models of your network and equipment. I mean, this is definitely something a lot of SMEs will be guilty of. We're all driven by making access to information as easy as possible and just want to see it work for us. But we forget to consider how dangerous that open, uncontrolled access really is. So the most common cyber attacks I've heard of are ransomware, phishing scam, and denial of service. So what do these actually mean and how do you recognize them, Iwona?
So phishing is a practice of sending out a fraudulent communications that appear to come from a reputable source, usually through email. The user is prompted to click a link and provide sensitive information such as credit card number or personal details. While spear phishing is when an organization or individual is targeted with communications specific to their environment. Spear phishing is often combined with ransomware. Cybercriminals can take their time to investigate your organization, the people and processes that take place, and they collect pieces of information selectively and over time, only to complete the knowledge later and hold you to ransom. So this type of combined technique is the most dangerous because it is the hardest to spot. And a single person might only be providing a small piece of information that might not even be harmful on its own, but combined, it will give the cyber criminals full information that they need. So here's an example of a cyber attack that's recently happened to one of my clients. An email is sent from the company's domain, therefore looking completely legitimate, and it's prompting the user to click on a link to download the file. Now, this can result in your company's system to get infected with a virus, and depending what type of virus it is, it can either attack your system straight away, or it can be transmitted between users or devices and activated later. Such virus can encrypt the data on computers and make it impossible to access your files, to read, extract information. Sometimes users can receive a denial of service message instead, so a DDoS, where servers or networks will be bombarded with traffic to exhaust the resources and bandwidth. And as a result, the system becomes unable to fulfill user requests and it becomes exposed. Now, at the end of this or similar process, the company could be contacted by a criminal organization demanding ransom in return for encryption code. An attack such as this could have a tragic consequences to your business, especially a small one. Failing to notify a data breach within the 72 hours could land a hefty fine from the regulator. And according to a recent survey by Make UK and the manufacturer, 80% of large companies and as much as 60% of SMEs have experienced a data breach in the last year alone.
Wow, that is a big concern. So what can small businesses do to become more resilient to these types of cyber threats?
There's plenty of things to get stuck into. I've listed some of the obvious things that could be implemented ASAP on this slide.
Okay, so let's have a look what they are. So keep your systems at the latest version. Active firewall on all computers. Only authorized and secure access to systems and databases. Protect and manage mobile devices. Introduce password change regimes. Do not use public Wi-Fi. Don't store sensitive data on third-party portals. Raise awareness by introducing educational courses. Migrate your office-based local servers to the cloud or to a hybrid platform. Take regular backups and test them regularly. Or speak to a trusted technology partner or technological consultant.
Yeah, so as you can see, all of these things have a few common factors. So some of them are, first of all, to educate yourself and your workforce, to question any out of norm information or access requests. Keep your systems up to date, so installing all your Windows updates, installing also an antivirus firewalls to all of your computers, especially those of your workers that are now working from home. Don't forget to secure your remote workers' equipment like tablets and mobile phones.
Yeah.
Introduce some data management strategy that puts you into control of your data. It's easier to secure data you can control. And empower your IT department to manage the entire IT infrastructure. Give them access to latest technology in threat detection. So if they are working with older technology or none, whilst you're maybe looking to make some savings in your business, keep in mind that their defense system will be inadequate against the more sophisticated cyber attacks conducted nowadays.
Right, okay. I mean, it sounds like a proper data management strategy and cybersecurity policy are essential for ensuring business continuity and business growth.
Exactly. The business leaders need to understand that their future depends on highly efficient and secure IT and OT platforms.
Yeah, definitely. Great stuff. Well, thank you, Iwona. And if you're interested in exploring how your manufacturing business can successfully adopt new technologies, take action now and speak to a Made Smarter advisor. Because the sooner you talk to them, the sooner you can benefit from increased data visibility or more secure cybersecurity. We're here to help, so get in touch by registering at madesmarter.uk. We're also happy to chat with you on our new LinkedIn discussion forum. So just join the Made Smarter group and you'll be able to connect with other SMEs and share the best practice knowledge and tips. Thank you very much. Cheers, Iwona.
Thank you. Bye-bye.